Hello. If you will live like no one else now, later you can live like no one else. Listening to financial advisor Dave Ramsey inspired my family to become more responsible with our money. His simple message teaches that to do what very few people manage to do, such as get out of debt, requires behaving like very few people do. My parents were not accountable with their money, and it led them to divorce. My husband's parents filed for bankruptcy twice. From the moment we were married, we agreed that we would do a better job with our finances. By applying just a few of Dave Ramsey's tips, my family managed to eliminate our debt over the course of 5 years. The very basic ideas I wish to share with you will help you get started down the road to financial independence. My name is Cynthia, and I invite you to be more responsible with your finances by ensuring a steady income, building an achievable budget, and avoiding debt at all costs. Let us begin by talking about what it truly means to have a steady income now and later. According to the writers of Wisebread, in the book 10,001 Ways to Live Large on a Small Budget, unless you have inherited a large tax-free fortune, it is understood that you will probably have to work at least once in your lifetime. Look for employment in areas that are interesting to you, or where you can use your talents. Obtain a formal education to make you better qualified for those higher paying positions. Start your own business and look for opportunities to make money. My husband always wanted to be a DJ, so he started his own business. He worked in his teaching profession during the week, and on the weekends, he used his money-making hobby to bring in some extra income. By a show of hands, how many of you are paying into a retirement plan at the moment? Most people your age think that they are way too young to think about retirement. But the truth is that you must start to invest now in order to secure a financial independence when you do retire. Staff writer Emily Brandon tells us in her U.S. News and World Report article titled 10 Retirement Moves to Make in Your 20s that the younger you start, the better. She adds that you must find out what options are available through your employer. You should at least put money aside in a savings account until you can find a company that will help you reach your financial goals. Now that you have established a steady flow of income, what should you do next? Author Ken Clark explains in his book, Getting Out of Debt, that the goal is to create a budget that works for you. All the money you have must be accounted for. Learning to live within your means is the first step in creating a budget that truly works. This should include your needs, your savings, and your wants. Write down all of your set expenses, such as housing, transportation, insurances, and utilities. Anything that is left over will determine how much you can spend on groceries, how much you can set aside for savings, retirement, and your wants. The goal is to have some extra for what comes next. Learn to be resourceful, thrifty, frugal, cheap. Use coupons, buy generic, buy in bulk, buy secondhand. Shop clearance and closeout. Don't shop at all. Author Elizabeth Willard Thames suggests in her book, Meet the Frugal Woods, Achieving Financial Independence Through Simple Living, that families need to pack home-prepared meals instead of eating out every day. Another money-saving tip is to brew your own coffee instead of making the daily run to the coffee shop. Once you master staying within a budget, the next step is to manage your debt. Avoid debt like the plague. Eliminate the debt you have now. Keep one credit card and pay it off each month. If you can't pay it off each month, then you do what Ken Clark recommends. You lock the credit cards in a drawer at home, or you get rid of them. In the past 18 years, I have paid interest on my credit card only once, and that was due to a true emergency. I pay off my credit card and redeem my points for gift cards. Work on eliminating your smallest or highest interest debt first. Move on to the next one. Save up to pay cash. If you can't pay cash for it now, you don't need it. I'll be honest with you, it's not easy. It requires a great deal of discipline and making some sacrifices at first, but it is clearly worth it. Securing a steady flow of income, learning to effectively budget, and avoiding debt is the most important skill a person can master. Once you get started, you won't want to stop. Life is bound to be better. If you live like no one else now, later, you can live like no one else. Thank you.